Good afternoon. How are you? Now, I don't want you to be confused, but I'm violating one of my rules. I am walking while it's raining. Very light. It was a little heavier a few moments ago. I attended a local rally here in Leesburg, Virginia. Thousands attended. I was very impressed. But the reason that I thought I'd walk in the rain is I thought just by walking, maybe it'd be like a Navajo rain dance, and it would prompt the rain to fall at 7 p.m., according to local reports I've heard in Washington, D.C., where the vanity parade's about to begin. Sure, it would be a shame if something went wrong with one of those tanks and froze the entire parade, but that's not my nature to do a thing or say a thing like that. But what I did enjoy was celebrating with the thousands that came to our local courthouse, and they came with signs. They came with enthusiasm. They came with agreement. I'm posting the pictures online on my, appropriately enough, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, and a couple of others. And of course, this walk, run, and talk, if I have to, online. So, what did I notice most about the appearance of people across the community? Well, a Congresswoman, Wexton, who had a terrible health condition, and she suffers every day for it. She communicates using a computer. She came to this affair, and I went over and I spoke to her for a moment. Now, I say I spoke to her because I didn't want to engage her in conversation, because she uses a machine to convey what she thinks. But she is the kind of woman, lion-hearted, who came to this rally. We had people of every persuasion. We had vets. We had young people, not as many as I'd like, and I believe if we talked about how the loss of the education secretary to the needs of America will make a difference for the young, and we should be fighting for the loans that they get from the education department so that we can continue to have the future that we've promised in the past. But that being said, it was clear to me that, quote, the people don't need anybody telling them what's going on, no more than when you and I speak that we need to instruct each other. We know it, we understand it. And the signs, some of which you'll see, if you can see my postings, reflect that fact. And we're talking down to the nitty-gritty. There was a feeling, some said sadness, I would say anger, I would say unnecessary violence for those two public officials who were shot at in an atmosphere in which Trump and company have made it possible to think less of the integrity, security, and democracy that's necessary to protect our leaders who deal with controversial matters all the time. So, what is the environment I'm talking about? The environment is when you slam a U.S. senator representing the state of California to the ground, you send a signal. When you prosecute a woman, a congresswoman, for doing an inspection of a facility where migrants were going to be lodged, to be as polite as I can be about the subject. When you arrest a judge for following the law, in my opinion, everything I've read and heard about it. And it goes on. And all of this is to degrade the respect and trust we can have for judges and public officials, because the government can't answer them, so it seeks to muzzle them and scare anybody else. And if today was a triumph in Leesburg and across the nation, it was we, the people, were not muzzled. We, the people, came together, spoke, called out the administration, and will continue to do so. There will be a change in America, and it's going to end up with the heave-ho of he who would be a monarch and a dictator, Trump. So You can't see it, but the rain is coming down a little bit more. If there's a general message that I have, and there isn't enough of this spoken at these rallies, it is what people can do. And that the, quote, small things that some may think are small are not stated, and people not reminded that they make a difference, then they may not do it. And it's great to raise the spirits of people, and these people already know what they need to do, as do you. But suffice it to say, the $15 that you can contribute to, say, the ACLU or one of the groups going into court, the telephone call to a friend that you think you could talk to and help them understand that we're in a very dangerous place as a republic who believes in freedom and the right of us to have access to government and to vote. Those things are critically important, and not enough is said. And I think Trump understands that these are articulate people and could make a difference, and he does everything he can to discourage their full-throated opposition to his administration. We've got to tell our elected officials in Congress, who basically have been inert with some sensational exceptions, that it's not right that they sit on the Hill and go to hearings that are meaningless because no work is really being done. And so we have hundreds of people in the House and the Senate who are not using their skills on the Hill because the Republicans won't permit it to happen. So leave the Hill from time to time, not entirely, and maybe deny them a quorum sometimes on a key bill. Show some balls, show some guts, show some gumption. The people who came out today, some had difficulty moving, they were there. They have no experience, some of them, making this kind of a protest. The group crossed all lines that you might consider, including whether you were born here and a citizen or you came here because this was, in a sense, in a secular sense, the promised land. People find opportunities here they can't find elsewhere. They find learning, they find friends, they find support, but not in this administration. This hellish, haunting experience of Trump at every turn, compromising us abroad and at home, compromising the rights of individuals in every way he can, doing what he did when he tried to steal the election, sending lawyers into court to say things that were not true, that's resulted in the discipline of some of those lawyers. But in addition, the judges found that there was no merit to what they said. We're doing that again. Trump and his minions say things that are just not true. And that's not acceptable. So, I'm wet enough. And I just thought it was important and somewhat symbolic, because right now when I'm doing this, it's after 6 p.m. and at about 7 p.m. the weatherman says it may rain, and I don't know if it'd be enough to stop anything, but putting a damper on your parade is damn good in my opinion. So until tomorrow, when I'll either do this outside among the cathedral of trees or sit and talk, until then, have a great evening. Don't watch the bastards. Don't let them get into your head. Don't give them any encouragement or support. But keep your fingers crossed it rains and other shitty things happen to them. All the best. Bye-bye for now.